Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I pay my homage to Triple Gem. I pay my homage to most respected Barabanteji, Kasava Banteji, and all the Bhikkhu Sangha present here. And I welcome all the Upasakas and Upasikas, those who have come here physically and those who have attended online to this today's Sunday Dhamma program. It is a very auspicious Dhamma program every Sunday morning, coming together and listening and practicing the Dhamma, doing meditation, doing puja, taking sila, listening to Dhamma. So it is the part of a Buddhist to grow oneself on the Dhamma, on the path of Dhamma. That is the goal of our life, to develop ourselves with each and every passing day, to grow our mind, to develop ourselves in the goodness, in righteousness, in Dhamma. So that is the goal, that is the way of living for every Buddhist. Today I am going to speak Dhamma on a sutta called ΑΛΑΒΑΚA Sutta. This discourse, this sutta is given to a demon called ΑΛΑΒΑKA, Alavaka Dhyaka. This incident started during the time of the Buddha. There was a city called Alavi. So in the city of Alavi, there ruled a king, and in that city of Alavi, there was a very big and deep forest that was called Alavi forest. In that forest, there lived a very fierce and very powerful Yakha demon, and his name was Alavaka Dhyaka, because he lived in the Alavi forest, so he got the name Alavaka Dhyaka. So he was very fierce and powerful, and nobody dared to enter that forest, because it is said that he got the permission from the Yakha king, whose name is Vesavana, that whoever enters his territory, whoever enters his forest, he can grab them, he can devour them, or he can eat them. Like that, he got that permission, because for the Yakhas, for the demons also, wherever they live, they have certain territories. So he got that territories from that demon king, and that whoever comes to his territory, he can take him and eat him, like that. So one day it so happened that the king of Alavi, he went to the forest for deer hunting. So when he was doing the hunting, at that time the deer ran deep into the forest. So he came chasing the deer to hunt that. But when he came there, he entered deep in the forest. He entered the territory of that Alavaka Yakha. And then when he chased that deer, he could not find that deer, and he was tired. The king was very tired, and he went under a very big tree. He saw a big tree. Under that big tree, he went there to rest. And when he started to rest, at that time, the Alavaka Yakha, he appeared near the king and said, "Oh, you human, you have entered my territory. Now you are my food. Now you are my prey. Now get ready to die," he said, like that. Then the king was very frightened at that time, and trembling at the voice of that demon, he begged to spare his life to the demon and said that, oh Yaka, oh demon, please spare my life, and for that, whatever you want, I will give you. Then the Yaka said, no, you are my prey. If I let you go, I will not get another prey. He said like that. Then the king said, okay, then Yaka, if you eat me today, you will get food only for today. But if you spare my life, I am the king of this great city of Alavi. So if you spare my life, I will send you this sacrifice. I will send you the food for every day. I will send one person every day to you for your food. Then that Yaka thought, oh, then it is a good idea. So okay, if you stick to your promise, then I will let you go. But if you don't stick to your promise, then I will come to catch you again. He said like that. So the king said, okay, I will surely fulfill my promise, and I will send you one person every day to you. Then the king, then he spared the king's life, and the king went back to the city. And then he was very thoughtful. Then his ministers, they came there and asked, oh great king, what happened to you? Why you are so upset? Why you are so worried? Then the king said, oh, today it so happened that I went for hunting, and like this, it happened. Then the minister said, oh king, you don't worry. We have so plenty of prisoners here in our prison, in our city prison. So each and every day we will send one person for that sacrifice to that demon, to that Yaka. Then the king said, okay, then get ready each person and send him. So the ministers and the prisoners, they told the prisoners that they did not mention that they did not fully explain that they are going to be eaten. They are sending them to be eaten by the Yaka. But instead of that, they said that out of the prisoners, they announced that out of the prisoners, whoever takes one plate of food under that big tree, then when he complete this task, he will be free from the prison. Then at first, many prisoners, they came forward, then said, okay, I will do. And they raised hand one by most of them, they voluntarily, they came forward. So one day, 2 day, day by day, they send one person taking food to the tree, and when he go to the tree, the Alavaka Yaka, he will come and he will devour that person. And like that, it so happened for many days. But after many days, many prisoners, they became suspicious of this activity. Oh, each and every day one person is going, but nobody is coming back to explain, to tell what is going on there, what happened there. Nobody comes back. Whoever goes, nobody comes back. So they become suspicious, and nobody volunteered to go. After that few days, nobody dared to go taking that food to the tree. Now, so this plan is not working. So the minister, what they can do, they said, okay, now we will catch them forcefully each and every day. We will catch one person forcefully, and we will send them to the tree. Then one day, each and every day, daily, they would catch one prisoner by force, and they will send that to the tree. And like that, it went for some days. Now it so happened that people in the city, and every thief and these people, they become suspicious, and they came to know that something is going on, some wrong is going on there. So whoever goes to the prison, they doesn't survive. So people, out of fear for that, they stop doing any kind of criminal activities. Now nobody doing anything wrong, so the prison become empty because they're afraid to go to the prison. Those who go there doesn't return. So nobody is doing any criminal activity. So now this plan is also it's not working. So now for the next plan, the ministers they came with another plan that okay, now people are not doing any wrong, not doing any offense, so we cannot catch them to the prison. So now what we'll do? They said that we'll now throw bag of money in the road. So whoever comes and pick up, we'll catch them as a thief and we'll send them daily to that yakka. So now they started with this plan, and they would go to the road, on the highway or on the main road. They would throw that bag of coins, gold coins, silver coins. They would throw the money to that on the road, on the highway. And then whoever picks it up, they would catch them as a thief and they would send it to the forest. So like that, it went for a few days. So now people started to know that this thing is going on. So they stopped to pick it up. So now nobody is doing anything wrong, so there is no other plan. Now what they did was, one by one from each family, they started to catch one children, and they would used to send that for that sacrifice to the demon. So like that it went on till that whole city. Now it so happened that whole city, they become so much frightened with their king, their officials. So they started to flee from the city of Alavi. It is said that only few family was left in the city of Alavi. The whole city was completely deserted. They fled from the city to save their lives of their children. So now that the whole city is almost empty, so now next there was nobody, no children, no young boy is left to be sent to the sacrifice. Only it is said that only at that time, only the king's son, the young prince, who was very young at that time, was a young boy, only he was left in the city, who was young boy. So now still the king did not stop there. He said that okay, for the next day sacrifice, prepare that young boy prince and prepare him to be sent to that yakka, to that demon, for the sacrifice. And then the ministers, they prepared them according to the king's command. They prepared him for the next day. So at that time, Lord Buddha, it so happened that Lord Buddha was somewhere nearby, staying nearby the city of Alavi. And that day, with the omniscient wisdom, with the Karuna, Mahakaruna Samapatti Jnana, at morning when the Buddha wake up at 4 a.m., he sees the whole universe, that who is the capable person today to understand the Dhamma. And that day, the Buddha saw that today this incident is going to happen, that this young prince sacrifice is going to be given, and this yakka is going to devour him, going to eat him. So if it so happen, then the king will be doing the greatest sin of killing his own son, and this yakka will be also getting very great akusala. So and he saw that this Alavaka yakka, he is also capable of attaining the first stage of the Nibbana, first state of Bodhi, Sotapanna. If he understands the Dhamma, if I am able to convince this yakka, now he is mature enough to understand the Dhamma. If I make him understand the Dhamma, he could also attain the Bodhi. So out of compassion for the king, out of compassion for the young prince, out of compassion for the yakka, the Buddha went out alone that day in the forest of Alavi. Then he entered the forest. Deep in the forest, the Buddha went to the cave of this Alavaka Yakha. At that time, Alavaka Yakha, this demon, he was out in the mountains for some purpose. Then the Buddha came there near the cave, and he asked, Buddha asked the security guard of the watchman of that cave that can he enter the cave. Then that watchman, he said that, oh monk, I cannot give that permission. I don't know whether I should let you in or not. I will go and ask my master who is out in the mountain. So he immediately went to ask the Yakha. Then the Buddha, at that time, when he went there to ask his master, the Buddha went inside the cave, and there the Yakha's wives and the servants, they were there inside there. The Buddha sat in the seat and started giving Dhamma, different types of Dhamma to them till the Yakha come. So when the watchman went to the Alavaka Yakha and explained that there is one Sramana, there is one monk who came to your cave and who is asking to enter the cave. So then at that time when he heard like that, Alavaka Yakha, he became very angry. And he thought that who is that monk who is not afraid of me in this whole city, in this whole region? Nobody dare to enter my forest, in my territory, without my permission. Without my permission, even the animals also enter my territory. Who is that monk who dare to come to my cave itself and enter my cave? Let me see and let me destroy him. Let me go and kill him. So immediately, with a very angry mood, he came there running to his cave, and then he saw that a monk is sitting there and giving Dhamma to his wives. And that time, this Alavaka Yakha, with his very powerful psychic power, he created storms and winds and storms, and he tried to frighten the Buddha, but the Buddha did not even for a moment, even for a bit, was afraid of whatever he's doing. Then he tried many other weapons to throw at the Buddha, different kinds of spears and arrows and weapons like this. He created with his psychic powers, because he was a very powerful celestial being, that Yakha. So he tried to harm the Buddha, throwing many kinds of psychic weapons. But it said that all the weapons just come near the Buddha and fall down near the feet of the Buddha. So like that, it went on. This drama went on for some time, and then Yakha became tired of trying to making frighten the Buddha. Then having tired of doing all these things, trying to frighten, then that demon, he said to the Buddha, "Oh monk, is it proper for you to come to my cave, to come to my territory and enter my cave and preaching to my wives? Is it a proper thing to you?" Then the Buddha immediately at that time got up from the seat and came out of the cave. Then the Alavaka Yakha, he got one plan. He got idea. Oh, what a fool am I to try to frighten this monk who is not a bit, even a little bit frightened of my power. Better is that I will make him tired by going in and coming out like that. I will make him tired. Then I will catch him. I will kill him and I'll eat him. He thought like that. Then he said that, okay, now you go enter the cave. The Buddha went and entered the cave. And then for the second time, he said that, come out now. And then again, Buddha second time come out. And then I can go in, then went in. So like that for 3 times, ĀLAVAKA said to go in and come out. The Buddha did for the 3 times because it was his territory. So just to make him calm down, the Buddha, with his very much patience, he listened to the Yaka, and he did as the Yaka told to do for 3 times. But when on the 4th time, when the Yaka said that, okay, now go in, then the Buddha said that, oh Yaka, oh friend, for this time I will not go in and I will not listen to you. Whatever you want to do, you can do. And when this was said, the Yaka was completely angry and became fierce and said that, okay, so if you think like this, I am going to ask you few questions. If you are not able to answer those questions, I will drive you out of your mind. I will tear out your heart. I will take out your heart from your body, or else I will catch you. I will take you by your feet and throw you the other shore of the river Ganga. I will catch you and throw you to the far away to the shore of the Ganga. So if you are not able to give me answer of my question, then then there the Buddha said that, oh my friend Yaka, I don't see anyone in this world, whether in the world of humans, in the realm of devas, in the world of devas, or in the world of brahmas, or in the world of maras. I don't see anyone in the universe who is capable of driving me out of my mind or tear my heart out of my body, or who can hold my feet and throw me away. Still, my friend, whatever you wishes to ask, whatever you want to ask, you can ask your question and I will answer you properly. Then at that time, this ĀLAVAKA Yaka, he asked the few questions. It is said that these questions were prepared by his fathers and forefathers, those noble question actually. Then there's whoever will be able to answer those questions. They said that it is written somewhere that it will bring happiness to his life, to whoever person knows this question and answer, that will bring happiness to his life. So the ĀLAVAKA Yaka, he began asking the question in Pali. I'll repeat and also in English. So the first question, the Yaka asked that, Kingsu Davitang Purisasa Setang, Kingsu Suchinnang Sukhama Vahati, Kingsu Havesa Tutarang Rasanang, Katang Jiving Jivitama Husetang. The Yaka asks that, what is the greatest wealth for an individual? And then, what, when well practiced, brings happiness? And then, what is the sweetest of all taste? And the last one, what manner of living is considered the noblest life? So to this question, the Buddha answers that, Saddhidha Vittang Purisasa Settang, faith, having a right faith is the greatest wealth in a person, for an individual. Faith, having a right faith means whatever faith you practice, you need to know what is the right faith and what is the wrong faith. Samma saddha and miccha saddha. You can begin asking yourself, whatever faith you are practicing, is this faith helping me to cultivate my mind, to develop my mind, to remove my mental defilements, to remove the evil of my mind? Is this faith helping me practically in my daily life to develop my mind? So you need to ask this question to yourself. Whatever faith you are practicing, whatever faith you are following, not only blindly following the faith, but the faith should be accompanied with wisdom. You know correctly, you know exactly why you are following this faith. For a Buddhist, for a disciple of a Buddha, we take the three refuges: Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. We must understand that why we go refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, because the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha is free from all kinds of lobha, dosa, and moha, mental defilements. There is no lobha, there is no greediness, there is no attachment, there is no mental defilements is there in the Buddha. When we see the statue of the Buddha, what we feel? We feel the peacefulness. He is the embodiment of peace. He is the embodiment of virtue and conduct. So knowing that if we follow the Buddha, if we understand the qualities of the Buddha, if we follow his teaching, the teaching which is based on Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, the threefold training, and the Sangha, the monks who are also devoting their life for the noble practice, Supatipanno, who live their life according to the Dhamma. So when we take sarana in them, it becomes the right faith. It also helps us to develop our mind. It also guides our life in the proper course, in the right direction. So in this way, when we understand our faith, so the faith becomes our greatest wealth. So that is what Buddha answered. Then for the second one, what brings happiness to our life? Buddha said, Dhammo suchinno sukhama vahati. Dhamma, when it is practiced well, suchinno, when it is practiced properly, it is not like that you only listen the Dhamma, you took the Panchasila and it will bring happiness to your mind. You said Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, after going home, you are not practicing any Sila. Then you are not going to get happiness. Even though you say yourself that you are a Buddhist or you took the Sila, but if you don't practice it well, then it is not going to work. So the Buddha says, Dhamma, when it is practiced properly and practiced accordingly, when it is well practiced, it brings happiness to our life. When someone practices the Sila, giving up harming of others and giving instead of protecting, loving other beings, instead of doing adina dana, stealing, if someone gives dana, sharing things, then practice truthfulness, giving up alcohol, listen to the Dhamma, doing meditation. These are the Dhamma, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. So it will bring happiness to our mind. So that is what the Buddha answered. Satchang have sadutarang rasanang. Truthfulness is the sweetest of all taste. Whatever taste is there in the world, the truthfulness is the sweetest taste. That the Buddha said. Then Panya Jiving, the life lived with wisdom is considered the noblest life. So we live different kind of life. So some live a very comfortable, rich life. Some live a poor life. Some so different types of life we live. But is it only by living a rich life do people get the happiness, or is it living a poor life, or is it living a rich life, comfortable life? No. It is living by wisdom. When you have a wisdom, then that is considered the noblest life. Then again, next, the demon asks that, Katangsu tarati ogang, katangsu tarati annavang, katangsu dukkhamacheti, katangsu parisujjati. How does one cross the flood? How does one cross the ocean? How does one overcome this suffering, how one is fully purified. Then the Buddha answered, again, by faith does one cross the flood. It means that by faith, by having the right faith, when you take the sarana to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, then the flood here means of the wrong understanding. We have many kinds of michaditi, maybe wrong belief, wrong understanding. But when we know the Buddha in a deep and proper way, when you understand the Dhamma in deep way and you follow it, then you will be able to cross the flood of the wrong understanding. So flood here, it is referring to the wrong understanding, michaditi. So by faith, you can overcome your michaditi. That is what is said. Then how does one cross the ocean? Ocean here is the ocean of samsara, the birth and death. A person is born, he grows old, and he gets suffering, he gets sickness in his lifetime. He grows each year. We celebrate our birthday, 10th birthday, 20th birthday, 30th birthday. What does it mean actually? We are growing in years. We are growing old. We grow with years. We grow with sickness, and we end up by dying. So again, does it end here? No. When we are growing in our life, we do many different kinds of karmas. Sometimes good karmas, some bad karmas. We accumulate those karmas. By accumulating all those karmas, then again we get next birth. Again, a person is born in the next birth according to that karma, and again the same thing repeats. One is born, one grows old, one gets sick, and one dies. And again, this becomes a cycle of birth and death. So how does one cross it? So the Buddha says, by vigilance, appamadena, by mindfulness, by vigilance. So when we are vigilant in our life, we don't do the wrong action. And when we are vigilant, when we are heedful, then we understand the Dhamma. We understand, oh, here I am only going round and round. Here is what I am going round and round, birth and death. So let me be vigilant. Let me not do anything which is making my birth and death. So let me practice the Dhamma. Let me practice the meditation. So like that, with vigilance, one can cross the ocean. Then how does one overcome the suffering? The Buddha says, Viryena dukkhameccheti. Viryena, by effort, by right effort, by having the right effort in our life. So by right effort, one can overcome the suffering of the life. Then how is one person fully purified, wholly purified? Then the Buddha said, Panyaya parisujjati. By wisdom. Wisdom is the main tool, main weapon to make our mind fully purified. And that is the highest training, Sila, Samadhi, Panya. When we develop in ourselves the Vipassana Jnana, when we understand the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path, then a person is purified and he can attain the enlightenment also. Okay, so when you are purifying your mind, means that your mind, when you say my mind is now purified, okay, I am making my mind purifying. How do? You have right understanding. You have right knowledge of the things. You have the right understanding of the situation. Then you can purify your mind. You know your mind, oh, this is evil. This is the wrong thought coming to my mind. And when you understand that thought, when you understand that this wrong akusala, then your mind becomes purified. Okay, that is why Panyaya parisujjati, Buddha said. Then next, that Yakha asks, Kathangsu labate panyang, kathangsu vindate dhanang, kathangsu kitting papoti, kathang mittani gantati, asmaloka parang lokang, kathang pechana sochati. Then Buddha asks, then Yakha asks, how does one gain wisdom? How does one acquire wealth? How does one attain fame? How does one win friends? how does one not regret or repent? Then the Buddha answered, having the right faith, again, right faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, having the right faith in the triple gem, and having the right faith by the right faith and the right Dhamma in your life, you can gain wisdom. And then dwelling heedful and being far-sighted, you dwell with mindfulness and having a long vision. Okay, not getting distracted with the short-time pleasures of the world. No? Many the world pleasures, it is actually only giving pleasure for temporary, but in the long term, it is giving us many kinds of different harm. The pleasures of the pleasures of the world, the worldly pleasures that we enjoy with the six senses, but with the far-sighted, the monks, it may be very difficult to do everyday puja, everyday meditation, to practice the sila. But if you are far-sighted, if you have good vision of getting a good life, or purify your mind to attain the enlightenment, then you need to be mindful of every kinds of distraction. For example, if you are pursuing some kinds of examination, or pursuing to become a doctor, pursuing to become an officer, or any kinds of course, then you need to avoid many distractions in your daily life, right? You need to be mindful of yourself. Whatever small distraction coming to your mind, like many social medias and those things, and many things that we are getting easily distracted, you need to avoid those things, having a long-term vision that, okay, if I practice, and if I am mindful today, if I am heedful today, then in the long term I will be able to get a good result, right? So like that, one can develop wisdom by having right vision. Then who is persevering in your life? You need to be very much persevering. Okay, you need to persevere your goal in your life. So by persevering continuously, one acquires wealth, and then by truthfulness is truly one can attain the fame. In this world, people to get the name and fame, people use many kinds of method, right? Many different kinds of method, but the real method, the real way of attaining the fame is to sticking the truthfulness. You always be truthful. It may be difficult at the beginning to get the fame, but if you want to get fame, if you want to get famous, if you become great, you need to stick to the truthfulness. Okay, so that's the Buddha said. The devout householder who is endowed with these four qualities, whoever person is endowed with these qualities, who have this quality. What are the four qualities? Truthfulness, righteousness, patience, and generosity. It is he who does not repent hereafter. It means that who lives his life with truthfulness, with righteousness according to the Dhamma, with patience in their life, okay, having good patience, and generosity, a broad mind, a generous mind. With these four qualities, truthfulness, righteousness, patience, and generosity, it is that person who does not repent in his life. In this life also, he lives peacefully with his friends, he acquires friends, he gets a good life, he spends a good life, and he never regrets with his life. And even after dying, he's born in a good place. He does not repent thereafter. So like that, the Buddha answered. So after hearing this answer, all this answer and this Dhamma, the Alavaka Yaka, he became peaceful. He understood the Dhamma deeply, and then and there he became Sotapanna and realized the Nibbana. Then it is said that these questions were made by his parents and forefathers from the time of the Buddha Kassapa. Thousands and aeons ago, in this world appeared the Buddha Gautama prior to this present Buddha, the Buddha Kassapa. Buddha Kassapa appeared in this world. So they are his forefathers. They made this question and they asked the Buddha Kassapa these questions, and the Buddha Kassapa answered according to this answer only. The previous Buddha also answered, and since these thousands and years of years, they have written in a golden leaf, and they handed over to their successors, to the next generation and next generation, like this. So now it come to this Alavaka, and he just because he thought that it may be only a family tradition to protect it, and he also took that golden leaf and he kept it somewhere, and he forgot all the answer, because his forefathers also knew that whoever person that is going to answer this question, and that will be only the next Buddha only, next Buddha only. So if in our tradition, in your family, if somebody meet the Buddha, then it will be very beneficial for his life, and then he may get the Dharma. So thinking that, they have handed over to their generation. So now Alavaka, he remembered this answer that the Buddha explained, and he understood it deeply, and he could attain the enlightenment. So that after that, when these things were going on, these dhammas were going on, so the king together with the prince and minister, they brought the prince, young prince, made ready and brought the prince for the sacrifice. But this thing we are going on, so they waited there. Now the Yakha, understanding the Dhamma, become peaceful. He asked the young boy prince from the king, and taking in his lap, he kissed that young prince on the forehead and handed back to the king. So then the king, the Yakha, fell at the feet of the Buddha, paid respect to the Buddha, and said that, "Oh Lord, obviously for my good, for my welfare only, that you have visited here, for my good only, for my welfare only, you have come here. So from today onwards, please consider me as your disciple. I go to the refuge to the Buddha, for the refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So from today, please consider me as your disciple." So like that, he became the disciple of the Buddha. So this incident inspired the king and all the officials and all the people there to follow and practice the Dhamma, and they were very grateful. And from that day, they also started according to this Buddha's advice, they started to live their life. So with this, I would like to conclude. So after listening to this question and answer, this interaction of the Buddha and the advice of the Buddha, may you all also develop your life according to the Dhamma. So in our life, whatever, however we live engaging in engaging ourselves in the society, engaging in the caste, gender, and religious sentiments and politics, and we are engaged in these things. But these are not the things that is making our life better, more happier. These are the things actually which is disturbing our peacefulness in our society. So what is the thing that is bringing happiness? The Buddha answered, living with truthfulness, living righteousness, living your life with wisdom, understanding the life, understanding each other, and living harmoniously. That is how we need to live our life, by right understanding, by wisdom, by making continuous effort, by persevering our goal in our life. So like that, if we live, that is what bringing the happiness, the true happiness in our life. So by the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, may you all able to develop yourself on the path of Dharma with the threefold training, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. May you all be happy and healthy. May all your family members be happy and healthy. And may everybody be able to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you so much, Venerable Bodhicitta, for your wonderful explanation of this āLAVAKA Sutta. āLAVAKA Sutta is also one of the Parittana Sutta. What a wonderful discourse. āLAVAKA asks so many questions and Lord Buddha answers them. These are practical answers for our daily life. The questions are so practical for our daily life. So interesting. Such incidents used to happen so often in the life of the Buddha. Lord Buddha is the teacher for all beings, human beings, higher beings, lower beings, all kinds of beings, all kinds of mental states. Lord Buddha has understood and gone beyond. That's why Lord Buddha was able to teach Dhamma to different kinds of people, different kinds of living beings. Mental happiness is what we need. Unhappiness and happiness both arise in the mind. And who is responsible for that? Oneself is responsible. Normally people easily blame, oh, that is the problem, this is the problem. Sometimes people blame themselves also. Even that is not correct. Blaming is not the solution. Just let go and do the things what Lord Buddha said in the sutta. Develop saddha, develop panya, wisdom, develop effort, understand things properly and live properly with yourself, with your own mind, with others. So this is simple, not complicated. When things are complicated, one becomes confused. One becomes mentally weak. If you stick to the simple truth of life, then you are able to see, oh, this also comes, this goes. Anything that comes, goes. No? Anything that comes, goes. Our life itself has come and will end one day. So in this life, all the experiences, people come into our life and we will have to leave them. Things come to our life, properties come to our life, happiness comes, suffering comes, even thoughts, they come to go. Why do you want to hold on? If you hold on, you will start thinking about it. If you start thinking about it, then you will start reacting about it. If you feel it pleasurable, then you start reacting, oh, I want, this is nice, like that. If it is not pleasurable, then you start hating. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm not interested in this. And so then your mind becomes very, very low. So that also arises in the mind. So brighten up your mind with smile. Most important thing. Smile, already you will brighten up your mind. And then bring metta. May I be happy and well. May all be happy and well. What a wonderful mantra it can be for your daily life, moment to moment. So it will relax a lot of your problems and you can develop further. So here we end today's program, morning program.